In the late 1970s, television audiences fell in love with two unforgettable women, Laverne and Shirley Feeney. Played by Penny Marshall and Cindy Williams, the blue-collar roommates from Milwaukee became symbols of laughter, friendship, and resilience. But for every Laverne and Shirley, there were two other names that made the show sparkle: Lenny and Squiggy. Played by Michael McKean and David Lander, they were the awkward, hilarious neighbors who entered every scene with a wild hello that fans could never forget. Behind the jokes and laughter, though, few knew how much heart went into building that chemistry. Lenny and Squiggy weren't just comedy relief, they were part of a real-life friendship that spanned decades. And when Cindy and Penny later spoke about them, it wasn't just nostalgia, it was love, loss, and truth. Before Laverne and Shirley ever hit TV screens, Penny Marshall and Cindy Williams were already close friends in Hollywood. They met during auditions and shared a deep respect for each other's talent. Penny had a wild tomboy energy, while Cindy was calm and sharp-witted. Together, they balanced perfectly. Then came the casting call for a Happy Days spin-off. Nobody expected that two supporting characters would lead one of the biggest sitcoms of the 1970s. When Laverne and Shirley premiered, ratings exploded. But it wasn't just Laverne and Shirley who caught attention. Their hilarious upstairs neighbors, Lenny and Squiggy, stole scenes in every episode. The chemistry between all four wasn't acting. It was genuine friendship turned into comedy magic. Michael McKean and David Lander created Lenny and Squiggy long before the show even existed. They were college friends doing sketch comedy together. When Gary Marshall, Penny's brother and the show's producer, saw their act, he knew he'd found something special. "Bring them in," he said. Their entrance scenes became legendary, bursting through the door yelling hello with their awkward grins and strange confidence. But behind the silliness, McKean and Lander had a deep understanding of timing, rhythm, and emotion. Years later, Cindy and Penny admitted that they often couldn't hold back laughter during filming. "They made us lose it," Cindy said once. "Every time they came on set, you just knew something hilarious was about to happen." On screen, it all looked effortless. But backstage, the show was chaos, constant rewrites, late nights, and creative clashes. Penny and Cindy worked long hours, often pushing for better dialogue and fair treatment. In interviews years later, Cindy admitted that she and Penny found their escape in moments shared with McKean and Lander. Between takes, they'd sing old songs, improvise new jokes, and remind each other why they loved performing. Penny once said, "Without Lenny and Squiggy, the show wouldn't have been as human. They kept us laughing when we wanted to cry." The cast became a small family, one that would later face heartbreak none of them expected. By its third season, Laverne and Shirley was one of the most-watched shows in America. Fame came fast, photo shoots, fan mail, and endless interviews. But success brought pressure. Cindy and Penny began feeling exhausted, sometimes frustrated by studio politics and overwork. Still, the bond with McKean and Lander never broke. During one interview, Cindy recalled how the guys would stop by their dressing rooms with jokes or silly songs just to lift spirits. "They always reminded us why we started doing this, to make people laugh." But behind the laughter, cracks were forming, not between the friends, but in the system that demanded too much from them all. As production went on, tension began rising between cast and producers. Cindy eventually left the show during its 8th season, citing creative and personal reasons. Penny stayed on, but the heart of the series was already wounded. Years later, both women spoke honestly about those final seasons. "It wasn't the same," Penny admitted. "The fun was gone." Lenny and Squiggy also felt the shift. Their scenes became fewer, the writing less sharp. "We knew it was ending," McKean once said, "but we didn't know how to say goodbye." It would take decades and tragedy before they all truly spoke about what it meant to lose something so special. In 2020, fans around the world mourned when David Lander, who played Squiggy, passed away after a long battle with multiple sclerosis. His death hit everyone hard, especially his old friends from Laverne and Shirley. Cindy Williams posted a heartfelt tribute, writing, "David was pure joy. Even when he was sick, he made us laugh. That's the gift he left behind." Penny, who had lost her own health battles earlier, had once said that working with David and Michael was like catching lightning in a bottle. Their friendship had survived decades, distance, and fame, proof that laughter can build unbreakable bonds. In one emotional reunion interview years later, both Cindy and Penny opened up about their true feelings toward Lenny and Squiggy. "They weren't side characters," Cindy said softly. "They were the heart of the show's humor." Penny agreed, adding, Those guys brought warmth to every episode. You could feel their love for what they did. They spoke about how much they missed the playful chaos, the improvised laughter, and the friendship that television rarely shows. We laughed more off-camera than on, Cindy recalled. Those memories are the real treasure. For Cindy and Penny, working with Lenny and Squiggy was more than comedy, it was a lesson in joy. They never took fame too seriously, Penny said once. They cared about the fun, not the spotlight. That attitude changed how the women approached their careers and lives. They both learned to find humor in hardship, to trust their instincts, and to cherish the people who made them laugh. Years later, when asked what she missed most, Cindy replied, "The laughter between takes. The way David would crack us up just by walking into the room. You can't script that kind of love." Today, decades after Laverne and Shirley ended, fans still remember the magic. Two brave women, two hilarious neighbors, and a show that felt like family. When Cindy Williams passed away in 2023, tributes poured in from around the world. And somewhere in the hearts of those who grew up watching, Laverne, Shirley, Lenny, and Squiggy still live on, frozen in time, forever laughing. Theirs was more than a sitcom. It was a celebration of friendship, imperfection, and joy. And when Cindy and Penny finally spoke about it, their words reminded the world of something beautiful, that comedy may fade, but true connection never does.